Over the years, Pokemon has captured the hearts of millions worldwide. But lately, the once beloved franchise has been facing criticism and disappointment from its dedicated fanbase. In this video, we'll delve into the reasons behind the decline in quality of Pokemon's games and explore why some fans believe they suck now. One major issue that fans often point out is the lack of innovation in gameplay. Many fans argue that recent Pokemon games feel too similar to their predecessors with minimal changes or improvements. Yet again, these aren't my opinions, they're the opinions that I found on the internet, so don't bully me. But to be fair, there used to be many groundbreaking features like the physical special split or the introduction of abilities. Instead, we're left with many recycled mechanics and uninspired gameplay. Let's take a look at this side-by-side comparison. On the left, we have Pokemon Platinum, a game praised for its depth and innovation. And on the right, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, criticized for its lackluster gameplay and hand-holding mechanics. Personally, I do think that Pokemon Sword and Shield could be better, but I have to admit, Pokemon Platinum was way ahead of its time. Another controversial decision that has divided the fanbase is the National Dex controversy. For the first time in the series' history, not all Pokemon were included in the base game of Pokemon Sword and Shield. This decision sparked outrage among fans, many of who felt that it went against the core principle of gotta catch 'em all. The National Dex has been a staple feature of Pokemon games since the beginning, and its absence in Pokemon Sword and Shield left many longtime fans feeling betrayed. While Game Freak promised to address this issue in future updates, the damage had already been done, and trust in the franchise was shattered. Next up, let's talk about the lack of post-game content. Pokemon games have always offered a plethora of activities to enjoy after completing the main story, from battling tough trainers to completing the Pokedex. However, recent titles have been criticized for their lackluster post-game offerings. In older Pokemon games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, players could revisit entire regions, battle powerful trainers, and even catch legendary Pokemon. But in Pokemon Sword and Shield, the post-game content felt sparse and uninspired, leaving players with little incentive to continue playing after the credits rolled. Like seriously, what are you gonna do? Battle Squidward and Sheldon or whatever their names are? There won't be any post-game content unless you buy the DLC. Lastly, let's discuss the issue of how easy many of the Pokemon games are nowadays. Many fans feel that recent Pokemon games have become too easy and catering to a younger and more casual audience. Features like the experience share, which now affects all Pokemon in the party, have made the game significantly easier compared to previous generations. Personally, I beg to differ because I just think that it makes it easier for you to grind so that you don't have to waste your time. While it's important to make Pokemon accessible to new players, it shouldn't come at the expense of challenging gameplay and strategic depth. Veterans of the series yearn for the days when they had to grind for levels and plan their teams carefully to overcome tough battles. But personally, I don't really miss those times because they were super stressful. In conclusion, the decline in quality in Pokemon games can be attributed to a combination of factors, including lack of innovation, visual shortcomings, controversies like the National Dex, sparse post-game content, and an over-reliance on hand-holding mechanics. While the Pokemon franchise still holds a special place in the hearts of many, it's clear that changes need to be made to restore its former glory. But I would like to reiterate, Pokemon is not struggling in any way. Matter of fact, their company is doing fantastic. But they are losing many of their old fans that used to play back in the day. This could be attributed to people growing up, but you do have to consider that they are making many changes that are way different from back in the day, which could be both good or bad. Leave your opinions down in the comment section below on what you think, and I will try my hardest to interact with your comment. But that concludes our video for today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more exciting Pokemon content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, trainers, stay awesome and let's catch them all together.